afternoon, everyone. How are you? It's my pleasure that we share all this, and now we're having Gary is helping out to get more people going into the platform. It's so wonderful that today, in fact, we're going to have like 14 committee members from our side will join from Shanghai. We all basically a little bit background about us is we most of our committee members that who live in Shanghai as either been doing different industry for over 10 plus, sometimes 20 plus years. So and we came to Shanghai as an expat, and then of course end up we start our business, and then we from different aspect, and then first most of us may be working with the MNC, and then we decided to have our own business. So this is how we started, and few years back, and Gary and I we talk about having more people set up a good platform, and ever since Gary have done so successfully building the Asia CEO community platform. And one of the merit that for that platform is we need to have a China concept in the community, because this is what everybody from across the Asia CEO platform, we understand. You know, in the future, other than the biggest purchaser, what we used to be like past 40 years was from United States, and then now in the future 10, 20, 30 years, and another biggest purchaser around the world will be China. So and then that's why, and we've been in living in Shanghai and doing business in Shanghai for quite some long time, and of course, we came across of a lot of you could say difficulty. We're seeing the growth of the economy and for the entire China, and then we got benefit from the past 20 years plus. So and now we see more opportunities, both beneficial to the world and then the Belt and Road countries of. So and that's why Gary and I, we talk about, since we've been all suffering from the COVID for the past 2.5 years, hopefully some of the country, most of them are starting to open around the world. And of course, in Asia, I think Singapore, Philippines, and other Japan, Korea is going to be open quite soon. And people are curious about what happened to China. Is China going to open up the door for as normal for people, international traveler or the business conducting? So those are the concern as well. And then this year, that's why Gary and I would talk about, we could have launched a series of the discussion or the sharing platform as an insight. So everyone within the Asia CEO community, if they wanted to link together, we're able to do so. So let me see, we're getting 30 people, and this is how we started. So and then we pull our committee, and we have a committee from all aspects, from business consultant, investment banker. Personally, I've been always in a little background. Personally, I'm in real estate investment, private equity fund for past 20-something years. We have our own private equity fund doing real estate in China. So, and 6 years ago, we want to build more incubation facilities. So we invest in 3 incubation center with the co-working space, and to service the predominantly overseas Chinese, the foreigners that who came here to expand the business and for leverage out. So and we got business conductor to build the online and we call O2O business network. That's why when Gary and I we decided, oh, this is the perfect timing, and then with all this business need and inquiries around the world, and want to know more about the how to do business in China, and what's going on with the China International Import Expo, what's going on with the how can we sell our product or service to China, or maybe through Shanghai, or maybe how can I find investors and find the partners that I want to be in your country and city that would able to work together. So building this platform that Asia CEO and our community we have in Shanghai is we want to help once the open up. So and then in order for getting to know more of our business partners around the world, understanding their needs, I think as of today, we're about to launch the doing business with China, connecting with China business survey. We have a 5-minute questionnaire will be done around the world through Asia CEO and through our Chinese overseas associations around the world. We will hope to get more feedback. It's only 5-minute questionnaires, and once we got that, we're going to share that result. And so after this webinar, we're gonna post it for everyone in the network able to check it out. Field purpose is in addition to understanding the business need and either you're a buyer or seller, or you want to find partnership. And also we will get to a online and offline. So definitely we understand doing 100% online is one plus for the promotion and networking for the COVID. And I think once the COVID is lifted, and then we will want to do some more offline as well too. So and Gary and I we're planning once the gate of from Shanghai China open, we will organizing the serious business trip. So part of the questionnaires will be understanding what kind of industry we need. So today we have 6 to 7 of the my committee is going to share, and of course we have a total 14 committee. For some of those we could do it for other section. So later on, definitely Emily is going to share. We got Frank to share. We got Kenneth. We have the Lilly to share, and so we have a William to share about the some of them is going to see. Later on, I let them to introduce themselves. But for those that for my other committee, I think we have Dennis here, and he is the HR expert. Used to work for MNC. I see him here. Of course, I see Jenny. I see Ray. He's a partner on the for one of the biggest law firm in China, and able to do the in and out legal matters. And we have let's see what else we got here. We got quite a lot of people. We got Crystal, who are in the medical supply industry, have been in Shanghai for so long, and we are well connected as well too. And then we have Ing Han. Now he is in Singapore, but Dr. Ing Han, he is definitely in the education and have the chairman of OSG in organizing the bilateral communication and internship program as well. So we come across with quite a lot of people across the industry. So I guess the reason why we are putting together is with the team is we're able to help either if you want that could be a what we call a misinformation gap. I think for past 20 years we see a lot of people that the major MNC company have been doing business with China and making a lot of money very successfully. However, and we're seeing the second tier of the company, the company with the range of maybe a $500 million US range of the size of the company. They came as well too but as we speak, and then right before COVID, we've been experiencing seeing a lot of medium-sized firm that have or have not direct a business trading or service business with a mainland company, but they are getting inquiries. They are getting the interest either from the partners, from the friend, from the chamber. It started off that they want to tap into us. Particularly, we got a lot of inquiries from our under business friends because our platform in Shanghai is not just we have the Asian CEO Shanghai chapter, we have the OCA Hub chapter, we have the Malaysian chapter, we have the Singapore cham, we have the Hong Kong cham, we have the Filipino cham, we have the Latin American cham. So it happened in Shanghai. It's just such a global, international city. We have, as that, if I remember, like we have almost like the 20 chambers, in addition to the Oxy cham, British cham, AmCham. So and our community here in Shanghai, we basically have all the friends and partners with all these chambers. So I think that was the platform that we would like to help for every one of them. Either you want to look for business opportunity, you want to need help. If you join us for our future trip to the Shanghai business conducting trip, so that would be we're open for that. So basically, this is how we would kick it off with the platform. And so thank you, Gary, and of course, Gary, I pass it to you. Maybe we have some other that you could share. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Samson. So I will give a simple introduction about our event agenda for today. Just a second. Okay. Yep. So this is just a community update. So right now we are very close to 15,000 members around the world. So this week alone we have more than 55 new members joined it. So you can find all our new members information from our weekly newsletter that we shared it this morning. And also, yeah, if you would like to connect with members or a committee or chapter presidents, please do feel free to email us, or you can just WhatsApp me, and then we will help you to make the connection. And of course, if you would like to get to know our speakers from this event, please feel free just leave a message in the chat box, and then we will make the connection for you after the event. So this is upcoming events for the month. So after the Shanghai event, so the next event will be a Vietnam event, and then we will go to a London chapter. So we'll make sure all our members will get to know, our committee members around the world, so you can, get help, or you can get the support that you needed if you would like to expand your business into one of these countries. And also, all of our event is recorded. So if you missed one of the events, please feel free to let us know. We can send you the link, and then you can, review the recorded video again. So without further ado, so this is our event for today. So our speakers for today will be Dr. Samson, William, Frank, Lilly, Emily, Kenneth, and also we have a special guest from South Africa chapter, Sarah, and also with Philippine chapter, Michael, and India chapter president, Caretek. They are here with us today. We will also invite them to give a little bit introduction about their chapter and about themselves, and how you can reach them if you would like to expand your business into these countries. So without further ado, I will pass back to Dr. Samson to kick off the event. So Dr. Samson, yeah, I pass back to you, and I think the next speaker we have should be Emily, right?
Yes.
So
yep, go ahead, Emily.
Okay. So hello everyone. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Samson, for inviting me from the Shanghai. Currently, we have been being through the lockdown, but don't worry, everyone. Everything is okay right now. Today I prepared 2 videos to illustrate a little bit better about what I'm doing in Shanghai. Also, I'm originally from Hong Kong. I don't know how I can share my screen because the host disabled participant to share screen. Maybe Gary, you need to pass the.
You should able to share now. I just enabled it.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Emily.
1 second. No worry. Okay. Share screen. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds great. So as everyone can have an 8 minutes introduction. So firstly, I would like to introduce myself. So my name is Emily. I'm originally from Hong Kong, but I moved to Shanghai almost like 12 years and been through the first lockdown ever so long in my life, still making coffee every day. So my expertise in cultural technologies. So I'm a founder and CEO of STW Innovation, which is a Hong Kong-based company focusing on providing cultural technology platform for the business overseas to enter China in a more easy and fast way. And my background is from big data consulting company. And then I founded my first company, Caretek Digital, which is a creative agency that serves international brands to come to China, offering brand strategies, services, social media, helping brands to build e-commerce and also do campaign as well. So in 2018, that I founded my first company and it got a little bit success. So 2014, I found my first company. And then 2018, I found my second company, which is Shake to Win. And then here, I would like to use 2 videos to illustrate what is our technology platforms to build by the business side, and also the technology platform we're engaging to the consumer side. So this is the merchant SaaS backend we built, and we work with over 4,000 spots, focusing on cultural institutions, UNESCO spot. We work with multiple tourism board aboard to help them to promote the local people-run business with culture and heritage that to enter China within 7 days with our SaaS platforms, without knowing about the languages and all figuring out the market practice and etc. etc. So and here we start to building our business focus targeting outbound tourism, but based on the COVID, then people cannot go out and connect, culture and arts. So we transform ourselves and establish our commerce platform as well. So currently we have around 100,000 fan base that know our brands and using our applications in China, and we become a little bit growing platforms for overseas small medium-sized enterprise. They want to come to China, test the brand effectiveness, and also to test the products with the local heritage and culture. They can come to work with us. So this is a 2-minute video that we pitched the last year UNWTO global competitions, that we got a finalist, become the finalist of these international and global competitions. We're the only company in China focusing on the cultural technologies. So using this 2 minutes video to illustrate how our business side from overseas that they can connect it with the consumer in China side within the ecosystem of WeChat.
Wonderful.
Travel is changing its horizon. Today, people want novelty, wilderness, and great cultural stories to share from the trip. Shake to Win is a global cultural tourism platform curated and handpicked by travel experts and local insiders. Our mission is to inspire our people to go beyond their cultural boundaries and make their journey impact the planet by reconnecting with the natural world and local enterprises. Fast forward to today. Shake to Win has evolved from a travel content publisher into an e-commerce platform of cultural experience. Shake to Win helped more than 4,000 local and rural businesses from more than 15 countries worldwide to go digital, supporting more than 60 cities from 3 different continents on transforming its offline infrastructure into the Chinese digital ecosystem. Shake to Win's global network of culture experts have selected the world's best bits of rural attractions, sustainable tourism, museums, and cultural institutions that now can be booked on Shake to Win apps. Besides being incredibly adaptable, we launched the Shake to Win online store in 6 months, right after the pandemic. We enable people to turn their inspiration directly into reality by shopping cultural, sustainable, art and design products, even if they cannot travel abroad now. We view the world through a lens of positivity so that we see opportunities instead of challenges. We are fully prepared for the shift in behavior and sentiment towards appreciating the culture and nature. Join us today for creating a better world tomorrow.
Yeah, so this is the second videos to illustrate a little bit better about how we connect the brands with the local Chinese customers who passionate and curious about the world culture in China. So thank you very much. I think I used 6 minutes for my pitch, and welcome to have a Q&A sessions and discuss with me about how we can collaborate together and preserve and connect cultures worldwide. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily.
Yeah, wonderful, Emily. Wonderful, Emily. I think as we could see from Emily is a very young startup, and she have done a very good job. As we see, there's a growing population of the single mid-income class in mainland China. So as particularly if you think about it, only Shanghai alone, we have over 25 million of population with the GDP per capita over $28,000. So with the cover the entire Yangtze area, we got 250 million population. So when there is such a great growth of the from age of 20 to age of 45, they are the most a group of people who have the most expendable income that who appreciate travel, international travel. Of course, with the COVID, but as we could see, that travel is looking into more a alternative way to travel and the culture appreciation. So that's why I think for everyone who are in those industry and crossover between travel, culture, and converting those into a product, art product, IP product, NFT. So I think those, if you need any help, can look for Emily, and she is a good help. Our second speaker today is one of my good friends. I always joke about it, and then he started his third career, the business at the age of 50, but he's been always working for a super MNC in the research industry, and very successfully. And the reason he left the company 6 years ago, because he would like to build something more super in big data analysis, and he's been helping tons of the MNC in China being successfully. So well, let's welcome my next speakers, Kenneth Lee. Thank you. Hello, Ken.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yep. Yes, we can.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Great to see all of you today. I have been staying in my house, in my place for about 3 weeks already. So it is to me, it is very excited, seeing you guys. Okay. Quickly, just a brief introduction of myself. My background is basically in market research and consulting industry for almost, I think, over 30 years. And then, as said by Samson, I left the company. I started my own business about 10 years ago. And I started with playing big data. And at that time, I was lucky that I was able to cooperate with China Mobile. They have, ocean of data, ocean of big data. And we were selected. We were one of the innovative company being selected to play with their data. And that how I started with my own business. And then later on, my company merged with Holden, and I became a partner of Holden Data. Holden actually is a local company. My partner is a local Chinese with Australian passport. And Holden Data operated in 3 business units. The first one is pretty straightforward. We operate a consumer panel, but the panel has about 2 million members, and they are all consumer, from university students to housewife and to retired people. So we help our clients to collect the feedback from these members to help our clients to develop their product, to understand consumer behavior, their consumer needs and motivation, etc. So our client, you can imagine, like FMCG client or household appliances. Those are our local clients. And then the second unit actually is about healthcare. We started with the consumer panel, the consumer commodity, and then about 5-6 years ago, we also started a doctor panel, a doctor community. And right now we have roughly about 20,000 doctors in our community becomes our member. Our clients are mainly global pharmaceutical manufacturers and the global agencies. When they do the study, when they develop a new product, they would like to understand, the different, sickness or different needs of the doctor, of the patient. So they collect information not only from one country, but across several countries, like countries in Europe, countries in Asia. And Holden becomes more like an Asian arm of their research team. So our services actually cover the whole Asia. So we have a network in Japan, in Korea, in Taiwan, and in the Southeast Asia as well. And actually, because of the latest developments, actually this unit are growing very fast. Almost like double in 2 years. And then the third business unit actually is the most interesting one, and also is the newest one. It is an independent marketing technology team. So the team is not too big, roughly about 20-something people, less than 30. But we develop our own software and develop our own platform for marketing purpose and for research purpose. So we support research agency. In the meantime, we support direct client as well. And then also, my background, we provide big data analysis. For example, one of our clients is a retailer, is the largest chain retail convenience store retailer in China. They have about 27,000 stores in China across 20 provinces, and they have over 20 million members, active members. And we're helping them to analyze all this data, the POS data, as well as the members data. We help them to do precise marketing. We help them to design the merchant mix, the product mix, etc. So we also developed a product. We call it CEM, which is the Customer Experience Management Platform. And in the past, especially in China, in the past 30 years, 40 years, we started a manufacturing industry, right? So everybody is like open a factory and produce product and sell it overseas. And then later on, they become OEM. Okay, so they help design brand. Somebody design the brand and they manufacture it for those brand, European brand or American brand, etc. Later on, they developed their own brand and they started to manage their brand and products, etc. The latest development is to not only providing the product or building the brand, they also to think about the consumer, how they shop and how they use the product. So actually, not only managing a brand, but managing the experience of a consumer or their customer. In the past, it is quite difficult to do that, and especially when we're talking about one-to-one service. But because of the technology, because of the mobile technology, etc., now we are able to manage one person, one customer on a real-time basis. And actually, our platform is helping our clients to manage the customer in the whole journey, from the very beginning when they do research about the product, when they go to the shop and doing the shopping, doing the purchase, and even after the purchase, when they take the product back to home, how they use it, how they build it, or how they get the customer service, etc. We help the clients to manage the whole journey of the customer experience. And we have the real-time reporting system, we have the real-time feedback collection system, etc. So basically, what we do is all around about people, all around consumer. So if anyone have interest in China market or China consumer, please feel free to contact me, and I'm happy to introduce the market and the people to you. Thank you. Pass back to you.
Thank you, Ken. Ken is definitely a super expert, I mean, and he always look for innovation about his firm, his product range, and of course we see this is how China grows in so fast, such a dynamic way. Like before, the example he was talking about was just what we can directly relate it is the electrical appliances company Hauz, and the fashion industry Lilly. I mean, those are the exactly is the case that we're showing. Of course, now today's we will become the second biggest importer around the world that we consume. So those are the cases that I think there's tons of the company, the product around the world who want to get to know what will be the China takes. If my product or service become useful, can I sell this in China, or how can I partner with the local partnership to promote our sales structure, or how can I set up the company? So I believe this opened up a big industry. We got people can help you. I totally believe that I think most of people, when they come to other country and when they doing the business, one of them they feel about is what about the tax issue? What about the accounting system? What about the company setup and all those issues? And of course, I think and one of my good friend here, William, he's a Malaysian, but he is accountant. He has his own accounting firm in Shanghai for so long, and he's helping a lot of companies to do to set up the company and then to do the global accounting services, plus to do the local bookkeeping as well. So, and then he has developed his own accounting system that to allow people get connected around the world to able to see his own work. So anyway, we'll welcome William. Please, William, just introduce yourself and let's know more about you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Samson, for giving me this chance to share with everyone. I'm a Malaysian, a little bit of my background. I actually worked in Hong Kong for 9 years. As a matter of fact, I'm also a PR in Hong Kong. When I was in Hong Kong, I used to work for one of the big firms, where actually I take care of the Greater China department, of which involved quite a lot of my time in China. So I end up in China over the, sorry, hold on a second. I end up in China since 2001, actually, to start my business here. Well, all the while I've been in this business, trying to provide the professional service. I started this Willsonn Partners in 2003. That was the year actually we have SARS actually. Not easy. Now we get to the second version of SARS, which is COVID-19. As a matter of fact, during this lockdown, I think I lose some weight. Yeah. I hope the others in Shanghai also doing well. Okay. About my company, we provide, like Samson had just mentioned, we are accounting firm and also consulting firm. We provide services like accounting, tax, secretarial, meaning that we help companies to set up the companies, HR compliance in China, where you need to do all these HR compliance on a monthly basis, and we do payroll as well. Apart from that, we do assurance and consulting, and also we do provide tax advisory, apart from the normal tax filing. We have offices in Shanghai, Beijing, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, and Chengdu. These 5 offices actually serve all my clients all over China. The biggest office is in Shanghai. The rest actually are more or less like supporting the Shanghai office. Our clients are mainly from the States, UK, Europe, Canada, South America, Middle East, Singapore, Hong Kong, Malaysia, and Australia. But mainly they are in trading, consulting, services and design, IT or manufacturing. Many of them actually are quite big in their home country, but they are not very big in China as yet. So we have been helping them to set up the companies, do all the compliances. Well, as a normal accounting firm, we just provide the professional service, but I myself actually design and develop a system to better serve my clients, whereby we have this interactive management system to help the clients to have more information in a better way. This system is actually designed in such a manner, is like using the less is more concept. It's highly customization, and we let the user to decide what they want, as opposed to many systems whereby it's kind of like a preset. You can do some modification in there, but basically you can't design your own. So we let the user to design their own system. With the system, actually, all my clients, anytime, anyway, they can easily access to the information that is supposedly belong to them. When we finish our work, we will upload into the system, and then the client will immediately have the information. We have a very good data sharing system built in the system. Sorry. This actually enhance the efficiency of the way we work, and also the way the clients work with us. It eliminates a lot of duplications, and in the system, we allow the clients to do approval, keep their books, keep the data entries in the system, which is run on a cloud basis, so that they can retrieve the information anytime, anyway. So with that, also, it facilitates a minimal or zero handover, which is a very important concept in our service, whereby if any of the jobs need to be changed to another staff because the staff has left, or we think we need to reschedule the work, we can do without any handover, because everything is recorded in the system, and the clients also can view everything from the system. So we try to keep it to a minimum. The best is the zero handover. In the system, we have a two-level messaging system, whereby it can provide the precision in communication. In WeChat, you have a big group, and then, but in the big group, you cannot have a smaller group. But in my system, we can do that. Apart from that, we use a system to allow the client to have a customization in their reports, what they want to see and stuff like that, so they can do some analysis in the system. So this is in the addition to the normal operation of the client. Okay, some takeaways for during this COVID-19, the mainland China government has been trying to help the small and micro companies so that they can enjoy lower corporate income tax. So the period will be for 3 years from this year to until the end of 2024. Previously, there are some incentive for the small and micro companies, but the newest one, the companies enjoy even lower tax rate, whereby the first million the companies make will be taxed at 2.5% for the corporate income tax. For the second and the third million they make, they're only subject to 5% as opposed to previously 10%. So this is very inducing for a lot of foreign companies who wants to come to China because like if when you start the company, probably it's not that big as yet, so you can enjoy a much lower corporate income tax. And also for VAT, it will enjoy the VAT zero exemption for a period. But of course, this is not going to continue for long. But during this COVID period, small companies will enjoy this. I'm not going to talk a lot of into details of all these updates. Just for your information, in China, now it's easier to set up a companies for those who wants to have a company in China. But during this COVID period, the problem is opening the company is easier, but open bank account is not so easy. So a lot of companies, you have the company, but cannot be in operation because of the bank account opening is a problem, because people cannot travel. Unless they are willing to travel, then yes. Okay.
Well,
it is also easier to have to close a company also because of COVID. A lot of companies they can't continue with the company, so they choose to close it. It used to be like it takes almost a year, but now it's like 3 to 6 months. Okay.
All right.
Well, this is.
Thank you, William. Wonderful.
Yeah. That's all for now.
Yeah. Thank you, William. Wonderful. Guys, just the reason I invite William, our committee member, is he's very expert in helping any foreign company with all level that who come to Shanghai and want to start the business from Shanghai to the whole China. And he's been in. I think one of the things he didn't share with you is the reason why he decided to station in 2001 in Shanghai is, of course, he got married and now with kids, all grew up in Shanghai, and then so it's wonderful. That is I think most of us that we would facing if we come to invest in China, or how can I get a pleasant in China? So now there's too many myths about all people are corrupted, all this, and banking is tough, and then there's quite a difficulty of the bureaucracy and the communism. I think when we look into it, is I've been sharing a talk with the Toronto University EM-based students who came around the world. One thing I like is people talk about, oh, in China, there's no IP protection. And one thing I share with them is, I'm not going to argue with you if China has IP protection. One point is, if everyone thinks that China have no IP protection, why Donald Trump will register all this IP logo? So in that cases, I think, of course, anywhere around the world when we do business, there will be some type of difficulties. But if you find the right platform with the right people in the group, we are able to help the community to mitigate that kind of difficulties. That's exactly Asia CEO Gary and I, we want to share that with you. We're building up this network platform. All right. Another thing is having people in Shanghai, having people in China. People worry about, oh, how can I train those people? And then the mindset? How can I bring in to the same level as we talk about? So another thing is we have a good friend and Lilly, and she is from Hauz Academy, and she actually helped me out a lot on building what we call a training, coaching business, helping either not just super MNC. She also helped quite a lot of different SMC in Shanghai. So come on, Lilly, please help me out and share with them and how the Hauz Academy works in Shanghai.
Okay, thank you, Samson, for the cute introduction. Cute introduction. Okay, let me just probably do a quick introduction of myself. There's a big misrepresentation of photograph. Yeah. So can I share my screen?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
You can
Okay.
share your
Okay.
screen, yeah.
Right. So first of all, I think the pronunciation of the house is quite difficult. I started a company called Coach Hauz Academy. So this is because it's running automatically. So I decided to disengage it. So I started a company. I founded this company called Coach Hauz Academy. And it is Hauz is house. It's a German style, of House. Yeah. So we really wanted to focus on talent development through experiential learning. As you know that learning can come in many forms. In the traditional form, it's very much a classroom style, right? So we believe in experiential learning. So this is why I started this company, I think about 3 years ago, right? So currently I'm in Singapore because Singapore is really hot. So I decided to trim my hair. So this is my new look, just in case you're wondering who is that lady on the poster, it is still me. Okay. And obviously because I'm not in lockdown, so we get to eat a lot of food. So I also get rounder than before. So, I mean, for those who are in Shanghai, so come to Singapore next time. Yeah. Yeah, I will return back to Shanghai maybe nearer to the end of the year. So a quick introduction of myself. I founded this company and I'm the CEO here, and I myself is a master facilitator here. So I had actually a master coach certification together with some personality profiling. And I've been in the HR industry for over 20 years. A lot more to the later part of the 20, but then, I like to say, let's just stuck it at 20. Yeah. And what we really wanted to hold on is this word about experiential and impact learning. So generally, the model of the program that we introduce are probably 1 day or even lesser. Because we believe that the longer you stay doesn't mean that the smarter you get. Actually, the more lethargic you got, and the more uninterested you may be, right? So, and we focus into the mindset training and entrepreneurial thinking, right? So with this itself, I want to add on with what Samson has said, so we will be here to work with Samson and the community, with respect to, upgrading our learning, together, in a collaborative and win-win way, whether is it with your team or with you, or including maybe some business opportunity together. Yeah. Okay. Right. So one of our belief is we believe experience without reflection, evaluation, and active experimentation is simply an experience. Right. So therefore, our programs has a lot more of insight exchange and facilitation. That is actually our niche and our edge, right? So we actually have a Coach Hauz Academy and the Experiential Lab. So what's the difference between these two is as what this Samson has said, Coach Hauz Academy focus mainly on corporate and professional like you, right? For the Experiential Lab, we focus on the universities and high schools, where we want to give them a touch about a career, and then they can actually be more ready for the future. This has, we have always been working on this, bridging the gap between Singaporean youth and Chinese youth, over the last 3-4 years, so this is actually the 2 area of focus we do. Right. And I mean, this is a very quick one that we believe in the interplay of experiential learning, games, case studies, research and all this. And we focus a lot on the growth mindset itself. So what do? We actually play. So we make sure, you get some fun out of the learning. It's not going to be boring. We do playing. How do we play? Actually, we use a game. Business simulation is one of the module. I am not going to go into depth about what kind of game we play. Those who are interested to know more, feel free to connect with us. And we will also be talking to Samson about how to roll this out for the community, and how to let everyone benefit this new entrepreneurial thinking mindset, or what we call sometimes intrapreneurial thinking mindset, for your team. So an example of some of the programs that we have, Knowing Yourself game, we talk about VUCA. Today is a very VUCA environment, right? So I was asking my colleague in Shanghai, when is the lockdown going to end? And they told me that they have no idea because it could be tomorrow, it could be 1 week, could be 2 months, it could be end of May, nobody have an idea. So we are all living in the VUCA environment today. And how do we actually deal with it? It's a lot of mental stress, and all these things. And for businesses, we also need to deal with it. So of course, we also have business simulation game, right? This is actually our problem solving workshop. Okay, and this is the business simulation solutions that we have. It's actually an online business simulation whereby we simulate a business environment like project, for example, or starting a business, and how do you run your business. We could actually come up with a competition for the community someday as well. Yeah. Okay, and then lastly, I think we are all here because we want to know what kind of collaboration opportunity we have for each other, right? So one of the opportunity that I see is that we offer experiential learning program. At the same time, if you do have some experiential learning programs, if you are in this business and you like to work with us, we are happy to add, the solutions to our offering or find out how we can work out something. Secondly, is we actually have a very wide network of international schools in China and outside China as well. In China, we actually are connected to 1,000 over international schools, right? And with respect to the university, we also have a lot of connections to them. So if you want to do some collaboration projects, activity, we can always be open to discuss on this. And with respect to the corporate, I think we are already a very big community here. And on top of it, with OCEA, I'm also, I was, the Singapore Chamber executive members as well, right? So these are all the community we can actually bring together and support each other business, where need and necessary. Okay, so that's all. I'd like to thank you all for your patience listening me rattling through. Okay.
Thank you, Lilly. Thank you, Lilly. Wonderful. I mean, this is how dynamic the Shanghai could be, because we not only cover the successful business people that age 30 plus. We also cover the university students that, or even like what we do. For the past 15 years, I think we've been running the summer internship program with the May Cham, Sing Cham, and Hong Kong Cham, and we have the OCA hub, and then this is how we work. We want to help the people. If you have son and daughter, and then she's 18, 19, and summertime, and then she wanted to come to Shanghai for internship, and we help. So and we believe by having more younger people get connected with China and doing business, understanding, and they get better, and we will become a more open-minded city as well too. But anyway, the last but not least, and then we're seeing a business trend, of course, that a lot of the major China company, they are going abroad. They're going investing abroad. They need to hire a lot of talent. They need to hire a lot of people, and vice versa too. And then we got tons of MNC, different company wants to come over here. They don't want to carry on all this HR management, and they don't want to carry out the payroll. This is all that. And my other friend, and he's been in the industry very successfully, and he's doing the global HR payroll. And welcome, come on, Galaxy. We have Frank, please.
Thank you, Samson. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Okay, let me share my screen. Everything okay right now?
All right.
Okay, I'm from a technical background. But a long time ago, and I gave up the technical aspect and moved my family back from the US back in 2005 and founded the company Galaxy. Galaxy is a payroll and consulting firm, but not a typical one. In the past 10 years, we have been using a non-traditional way of helping our client to do business in China and actually establish their footprint. Let me move. Okay, establish their footprint in the Greater China area. In a traditional way, if you want to tap into a new market, you have to hire someone. You better hire someone locally. However, if you want to hire someone, you have to get Williams to help you to set up your company, to set up your bank account, which is increasingly difficult at this moment, and get the Social Security, human resources, everything ready. And most of our clients, and many of them find the whole process, the traditional one, very slow. In fact, too slow. Okay, hold on. In fact, too slow. And take China as an example. Typically, it takes at least 4 to 6 months before you can have your entity set up, your bank account set up, and your Social Security, everything ready before you can hire. We're talking about the speed is when we have no COVID. Okay, for today, it even actually is not possible to get a new company set up and have everything ready. So many of them find this is very slow, and many of them actually find the whole process is very risky too, because putting a local company together require a good deal of capital commitment, okay, especially 10 years ago, and right now it's easier. But most of our clients saying that, okay, from their experience, it's easier. It's easy to set up a local entity, but it's almost impossible to close it, okay? And this is what their concern is. So what we do to help them, is we help them to skip everything and jump directly into the hiring stage. And we will be adding as what we call an employer of record for them. That means that they don't need a local entity. All they need is us. We will help them to hire the team on behalf of them, and we save them from all the burdens. We are a local employer. From the local team's point of view, we are the partner from the client's point of view. With the whole thing, we will be able to cut the time from 6 months into 2 weeks, with or without COVID. Even like today in Shanghai, if any of you want to have someone on board within the next 2 weeks, I can make it happen. And you don't need to wait 6 months. As you can imagine, this model works very well in China, especially for the past 10 years. It works very well for all our clients, okay? And like Samson mentioned that in the past few years, we are seeing a same demand, but in a different direction. All the Chinese company, they are thinking of and acting on going and doing business outside of China. Of course, they are seeing the same concern. They have they are not familiar with the business environment outside of China. They have problem committing the capital. They have problems on the tedious procedure in setting up the companies. And they actually have the concern, and they want faster speed, just like those people want to do business in China, okay? So how do we help them? And we use the same model. Right now, we use the same model, but reversely, okay? We are adding as the global employer of record for them, for all the Chinese and non-Chinese company. And if they want to go outside, we will be the employer of record for them outside of China. I'll give you an example. Is one of my clients is an IT company in Shanghai. They are in the cloud computing industry. For the past 2 months, we helped them to expand their footprint and doing business in 10 different countries at the same time in Asia Pacific alone. Japan, Korea, Australia, Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, the Philippines, Dubai, Lebanon, and India. So all 10 countries, they will be able to tap into 10 different countries and hire their own team in those countries. And this is the first wave. The second wave will be in Europe, in Western Europe and Eastern Europe, including Russia. Seriously, including Russia. Okay, so in the past 10 years, I think in the past 10 years, we have been helping our client, which is a global company, to become a local Chinese company. That was in the past 10 years. In the next 10 years, hopefully with our network, with everybody's help in this conference call, we will be able to help the local Chinese company and all other non-local Chinese company become global organizations. And this is how we do, and this is how we see ourselves. And hopefully with everyone in the Asia CEO network, we will be able to work together and share our resources. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Frank. It's so wonderful. Yeah, we got too many information this time in this group. Come on, let's give it to Gary. We got some other good presidents around the world want to share with us. I love to meet them.
Oh, yes. Firstly, I would like to introduce our South Africa chapter president, Sa, because I understand he has a meeting coming up. So I would invite him to speak to us to introduce about himself and his chapter. Sa, are you here?
Yes, thanks, Gary, and thanks everyone. This has been such a fascinating discussion and good to be part of this. Appreciate it. I thought maybe just a quick introduction onto myself. I'm the chapter president for South Africa, and in many ways, because of the trade and investment flows through South Africa, connecting China to the African continent, we've had the pleasure of working with a large number of organizations along this trade and investment corridor. I'm also the founder and CEO of a consulting organization called Ascent Growth. I'll share with you a little bit about ourselves just for a few moments. But just to give you a little bit of context first, the trade and investment corridors that facilitate transactions between China, mainland China, and the Africa continent have grown tremendously over the last 10 years. In fact, with a small drop in 2020, the trade flows themselves have doubled to about $250 billion in the last 5 years. That's a significant number. And most of that, almost 80% of that, is concentrated in a few countries on the continent: South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, and to an extent, Egypt. That has precipitated significant interest in not only arm's length commercial deals, but in fact, investments, setting up broader ecosystems where partnerships and JVs are being developed. And certainly in our work with financial institutions, a whole host of new products and services that are being offered along these routes. So just as a little bit of a context, we also have an office in Singapore, which finally we can travel to, which I'm super excited about. And there we do similar work around innovation, around finding new offerings, new products, new services, and how to get into those markets in Southeast Asia. So just as a quick introduction, when we think about ourselves, essentially the question we ask ourselves is, what could we do if we had to think about the problem we're trying to solve differently? What would happen if we had to bring innovation into new market entry, if we had to bring innovation into what products and services our clients are looking for? And very often that means asking a different set of questions. Very often it's about actually solving a different problem. Clients would come to us with the questions around how do we increase revenues? That's often not the underlying challenge that we help solve with them, but it does result in greater revenues. So by bringing innovation into this process, what we've seen is a very significant increase in the kind of performance measures. And this is a particular study we ran with a very well-known economist on the kind of quantum, a 2-to-1, a very nearly 2-to-1 improvement in performance that can be had over a 10-year period with this process. So that's really where we start our work. When we think about, okay, so what do we actually do? We do quite a bit of leadership work, and I'm very, very glad to hear of fellow peers in the industry who really understand and do work in the areas of growth mindsets. That's something we're very familiar with, and we found has a lot of a lot of interest and a lot of impact before we can actually get into the strategy discussion, before we can get into what are we really solving for. So it's incredibly valuable work, and you know, I give credit to the many individuals that do work in this field. The work around strategy very much brings innovation into the process upfront, into the business model, into partnerships, into other forms in which companies can collaborate together and achieve something that they couldn't do on their own. And we also have a small M&A team that works either as a standalone entity or sometimes in collaboration with some of the investment banks to bring capabilities that these organizations need to facilitate the kind of trade and investment flows and kind of partnerships that we've seen our clients do. We're very much across industries, although most of our work is very much in financial services, in resources, as well as in telecommunications. So those are kind of the big three, but we've worked across sectors. And over the last 6 years, we were very fortunate to both be recognized and to work in partnerships with some really interesting organizations, the latest being the Peter Drucker School of Management in the US. So this is kind of us hopefully in less than 5 minutes. I'd love to stay on the call and hear more about the great work that you guys are doing and continue the conversation. And unfortunately, I've got to jump off to another session. But thank you for the opportunity, and I'm sure very much the Asia CEO community will continue the conversation. And Samson, thank you for taking the leadership role in this and leading the Shanghai.
You're welcome. Wonderful. Thank you, Shah.
Thank you, Shah.
Yeah, hope to meet you in South Africa soon.
Excellent.
Okay. So next up, we will have our India chapter president to speak to us, to introduce about his chapter and about himself to us. Kata, are you here?
Hi,
yeah,
Kata.
hi, I'm here. I hope everybody can hear me and see me clearly.
Welcome.
Thank you, and congratulations, Samson, for being the president for the Shanghai chapter. And I have been attending this meeting since it started, and it's really wonderful to see how nicely the chapter members are networking with each other. And I really wish all of you a great success in this endeavors. And I hope you all are keeping safe in the lockdown which is being faced by you at Shanghai. And I am sure that Gary has done a wonderful work of creating this community of experts in various chapters. And I see that there's a huge potential for Shanghai chapter. I heard 4 or 5 members from chapter giving presentation on what offering they have. And it's really a matter of time, which I feel we can see some real commercial transactions taking place amongst the members, because there are a lot of areas where people would need support and some kind of interplay and some kind of synergy will definitely help tremendously. And just telling something about India, as Gary had told me that I should introduce India chapter and introduce something about myself. You all must be aware about India also the huge marketplace, which is becoming very talked about FDI jurisdiction amongst many countries. We have experienced that in past 2 years, notwithstanding the lockdown and notwithstanding the COVID scenario. In fact, the investments into India have really gone high. We have seen the huge inflow of foreign funds. We have seen that barring the first 3-4 months of the lockdown in mid-2020, Indian economy has only gone up, and the GDP growth rate has been quite promising for many investors. Unfortunately, as far as India and China is concerned, there have been some kind of aberration in the smooth relationship. We saw that in early 2020, government of India also came out with some kind of rules which would be applicable to all those neighboring countries with whom India shares its territory. which includes China as well, where government is looking at all the investment proposals, scrutinizing all the investment proposals. I know there have been a lot of red tapeism because of that, a lot of bureaucracy because of that, and many genuine investment projects into India are right now on a standstill. I know as far as the state of Maharashtra, which is where Mumbai is, there are more than close to $1 billion projects which are kept on hold by the government of Maharashtra with the Chinese companies, especially because of the ongoing government rules and government procedures. But I am told that there has been some discussion taking place at the highest office in government of India. Prime Minister's office is at present examining a proposal to amend the existing rules, which requires that all the investment applications should be reviewed by government. We see that there can be some relaxation there, and we are very hopeful that we can once again look at contribution of Chinese companies investing into India. So hopefully that should happen, if not in this quarter, but surely before the end of 2022. And then I personally feel there is a huge opportunity for both the countries and the businesses to align and create something which can be of benefit to both the countries. India offers huge opportunity, as I mentioned earlier. India chapter, which we have set up, is also quite big. We also see huge opportunity for the members who will be part of the Asia CEO community. And unfortunately, because of lockdown, we have not been able to have any physical meeting for the India chapter, but we expect to have one meeting soon with the restrictions related to lockdown now being lifted completely across India. As for myself, I can say for my office, also now we have resumed. We are back to our office, and I'm based in Mumbai, which is the financial capital of India. And I kind of look at William right now, and we both are in the same boat. I'm also a tax advisor, a chartered accountant by qualification. I've been in this space for past 30 years, helped many foreign companies transact business with India, help them set up their offices in India, help them with their M&A transactions, help funds investing into India. And in this lockdown, even I have come up with my own 2 fintech platforms, primarily helping small companies, startup companies to take care of compliances and help them connect with the investor community. I see a lot of synergy, and I will be happy to connect with William separately to see how we can explore the opportunities of synergy. And one thing I noticed about our other lady friend with the title CHA, which Lilly. I would pronounce as Cha, and Cha in India means tea. So
you're right. We always learn over a cup of tea as well. Yeah.
Yes. So that has become a very important slogan for the Prime Minister of India. Chai pe charcha. Chai pe charcha means conversation over tea.
Oh, okay. Chai pe charcha. Interesting.
Yeah. So thank you once again, Gary, for this opportunity, and all the best to all the members at Shanghai chapter. And once again, congratulations, Samson. And I'm happy to offer any support and help. Namaste.
Yeah. Thank you, Kutai. So finally, we would like to introduce Philippine chapters. Michael, he's the committee members. He's helping us with the Philippine chapters. Michael, would you like to just give a little bit introduction about yourself and what you do in Philippines?
Welcome. Good afternoon, everybody. I I wish you the best in Shanghai and hope your quarantine will end soon. Luckily for us, we are no longer in that situation here. We are now, everything is back to normal for more than 2 months now. You can travel to Philippines freely. There is no restriction, no quarantine, no anything in the Philippines. So just to give you a bit of background about Caretek. So Caretek is the company I work for. Caretek is a company specialized in what we call IoT, connected objects. So we design and manufacture all of those connected gadgets that everyone uses every day. Not mobile phones, but more smaller objects like activity trackers, connected toothbrush, heart rate monitoring system, all of those devices that are in fact hardware. So we have to design those products in terms of electronics, mechanical design, and manufacture those. But the beauty of those objects is that they're also collecting a lot of information, data that we collect, and we arrange to provide good insight to the users of those devices. So Caretek is a company originally set up in Hong Kong. So even the factory is in the Philippines, and I'm now in the Philippines because it's very difficult to do business from Hong Kong due to the COVID. So I'm now living in the Philippines, where we have the factory, and the big part of the engineering team is also based here in the Philippines. But originally the company was created in Hong Kong in 2009. So it's been 13 years so far. We have in Hong Kong mainly procurement, sourcing, finance, administration, and some engineering as well. So we have software engineers in Hong Kong. And the headquarters of the company is in Paris, in France, where we also have some business development and engineering as well. So far we have been working mainly for OEM, ODM projects, or even pure contract manufacturing, mainly for European and US companies. But we see a trend that we have more and more traction for Chinese companies as well, Chinese and Hong Kong companies who are looking to delocate their production to outside of China. So usually those companies are keeping China as their main hub for manufacturing, but they have a lot of restriction as well, especially if they are selling their product on the US market or in some other countries where they may have some tax restriction. So having a part of their product manufactured outside of China gives them also more flexibility in avoiding those tariffs, especially with the US today. And having also a small piece of what they produce outside of China helps them also to open new markets and try to sell also locally here in the Philippines. So I believe for the Asia CEO, Philippines is still very small, but I believe it's also something that's going to be growing. A lot of companies are coming to the Philippines to set up entities there. It's a nice place to live. We have a very good weather, a lot of beaches, islands, so it's not a bad place to stay. Yes, there is a more and more traction from European companies, US, and even Chinese companies to come here.
Right, wonderful.
Yeah, thank you so much, Michael. So if any of our members are interested in visiting Philippines or setting up a company in Philippines, please feel free to reach out to Michael. I think he should be able to give you a lot of advice on how to start a business in Philippines. So thank you so much, Michael.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yep. So if any of you would like to connect to our speakers for today, please feel free to let us know. You can put your message in the message box, or you can just email us, and then we will make sure your message will be sent to one of the speakers that you would like to connect to. So Dr. Samson, do you have anything else you would like to add?
I understand it's kind of overrun already, but I think it's rich of so rich of the information. Gary, do you have that page of the survey? Can you share it on the screen?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Yeah. I would like to talk about like 1 or 2 minutes to tell. For guys, what we do here is Gary and I we have another platform. I have the 3 incubation center in Shanghai, and Gary and I are working together that we're going to open up what we call Asia CEO incubation center in China, which is in one of them in Shanghai. So what we are going to do is we're launching a survey. Will be done by 5 minutes, and then we want to understand more community member friends, the info, and then we have it digitally analyzed. And by the way, it's helped by Kenneth Lee, and he is helping us to do it for free. So we would like to build that. So please help us here to send out once you see Gary's email, all that, and simply scan the QR code, and you can do it online, finish by 5 minutes, and have your members around your country and friends to do so. And at the end, if that works out good, and we'll hopefully Gary and I we could help your chapter in your country area, we could do something like that too as well. So by the time when we finish the entire 22 countries and cities, we're able to have a global survey that how to do business, what kind of people concerned, generate kind of a white report for every one of them to share. So please do, we just get it started. So hopefully we can get more done. I understand that we don't have much time, and I understand most of you guys may have questions, but please do have your question or things that write it up an email or a WeChat to Gary. And later on, any question that we could come up with, and we could write down a reply stuff and share that with you on the WhatsApp or the WeChat set. So to save people's time, because we are overrun for 24 minutes. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Dr. Samson. Thank you, everybody, for attending the event today. The event is recorded, so we will be sharing the recorded event very soon. It should be early next week. So thank you, everybody, and have a good weekend. If you have anything you would like us to support or anything you would like us to help, please feel free to let us know. So thank you so much, everybody.
Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
You guys.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Samson.
Bye.
Thank you,
Have a
everybody.
nice day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.